Hi, my name is Abdullah, and in this video, I will be explaining you about how an abstract class works. So, for this assignment, basically, we were given an assignment where we were supposed to create an abstract class named as box and a subclass named as box area, uh, a another subclass known as box volume, another class known as organization or something that basically has a single sorry this one that basically has a single static method, and this one is a driver class or test class. So let's begin with the abstract class. This is my abstract class known as box. It implements comparable um, object box, and these are the sorry let me indent this. These are the data types, and this is a default constructor. This is a constructor that has parameters, and they are all initialized and declared and initialized, my bad, instantiated. And then this is a method known as get dimensions. Get dimensions, I the reason why I have included this one is because I wanted my code to show, to like summarize or display all of those dimensions after the user types them. And so this is a method that returns a surface area. This is a method that returns volume, and these are the formulas for a surface area. And these, sorry, this is a formula for surface area. This is a formula for volume. This is where a user basically puts any value for their dimensions, and the calculations are provided over here by the return um, by the return key or something, or by this method, I believe. And this is an abstract method known as compared to. And then we jump off to box area, which is a subclass. This one extends box, the abstract class. This one also has three data types in length, width, depth. It has a constructor, which is which has parameters, and it has super because we were required to implement, not required to implement, but supposed to show some inheritance to it. And then this one is a default constructor that has no um, parameters. Nothing is initialized. It's empty. And this is a compare to method. This one compares the surface area from the abstract class with the one in the box area class if the super class get surface area value is more than the box area ones. It will return -1, else it will return 1. If none of these conditions are satisfied or met, it will return 0. And this is a two-string method. I have included this one to basically summarize the dimensions entered by the user, just for just to get an idea of what has been actually entered. And this is a box volume class. It does the same thing. This one has a this one also has a constructor of a parameter that you see super here. Basically, uh, the super keyword, because I wanted the length. I wanted all these dimensions to be initialized or instantiated with the ones from the abstract class. And then there's also a compare to method. It does the same thing if the get volume method of the superclass is more than the get volume of this class, the box volume one. It will return -1, else it will return 1. If none of the conditions are met or satisfied, it will return 0. And then we jump off to the organization class, which has this static boolean method called order up comparable array x and integer size. Basically, over here there's a for loop that loops for the number of size for a number size entered by the user. In this case, we were required to loop for 5 different boxes. So what happens that if the size is not equal to 1, it will return false, else it will return true. This is how it works. And then we jump off to our test class, the main class. And over here you can see I have the main work. This is like a bone of the class. So there's a box area class that has an array of 5 elements, and then there's another box area class. I mean, it's the same class, but this one only has an object A with no array to basically reference it to one of the methods from the box area class. And then there's a box volume class that has a volume that has an array for volume, and it stores up to 5 elements. And then there's a comparable object that has an object called compare box. Okay, compare box, it has an object array known as compare box, and it stores up to 10 elements. Basically, these are for those 10 elements. And I'm sorry, let me begin with this one. So this one is basically to store up to 5 different surface areas, okay, or you can say 5 different boxes of surface area. This one is for storing 5 different boxes of volume. This one is to store both 5 different boxes of surface area and 5 different boxes of volume. And now we have these data fields: integer length, width, and depth. And this is the loop. It loops 5 times because we're supposed to enter 3 dimensions for each of the 5 boxes. Okay, and then once a user enters their desired dimensions, all of those 3 dimensions, basically this method displays the overall summary after each box dimensions are entered. Okay, and over here this is an array for the area, and this one stores length, width, and depth. This one is an array for volume that also stores length, width, and depth into its array memory, whatever. And then this one is for a loop. It loops 5 times, and it compares the values of the compare box J with the values of area J. Okay, and then this is used. This is loop for the volume one. It does the same task. So this one starts with 5, and it loops up to 10 number. Okay, and this one loops for volume. So it compares the values of compare box J with the values of volume J, and it's -5 because you know what, if I type 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those first first 5 values, all the way from 0 to 5, those are for the surface area. But after starting from 5 to 10, we the values, I mean the storage, what should I say, the iteration begins for the volume, so that's why it's -5, because if I did not put -5, there would be there would have been an overlap. We would not have seen a proper iteration. It would have been a jumbled up programming or an output. Then lastly, this statement uses this order up method from the organization class, this one right here, and it tells whether or not um, the values for volume and area are in a strict ascending order or not. So let's just run this code. I'm gonna do like two executions to explain how it works. So let's just begin it. So over here, I'm gonna enter length one. Okay, I'm gonna just go in an ascending order. One, one. Okay, and then you see over here, this one displays the overall dimensions or summarizes. It's all because of this method over here. A get dimensions, length, width, and depth. And then this one I will put 2, 2, 2. So I'm gonna just go ahead and ascending order like I mentioned before. 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4 for the fourth box, and 5, 5, 5 for the fifth box, and there you go. This is the output. So this is true because all of this is in an in an ascending order. Okay, it starts in numerical order. 1 comes first, 2 comes after that, then 3 comes after that, and 4 comes after that, and 5 comes after. So this is true. Okay, now let's just do some modification, and this will be the last one. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna put one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'll go over this. I will go slightly. What should I say? I will just do put some values in a proper numeric order. Then after that, I will put them in a descending order. Okay, so 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Okay, this one box row will also have the same value, and this one will have 5, and it should display something different than what we saw for the first execution. So there you go. This is right. Why? Because you see over here, it starts right over here. Over here, it's in an ascending order. One is always the first number. Then 2 comes after that. Then 3 comes after that. Then comes 3 again for box 4. Then comes 5. So the reason why the output is false is because of this. Because of these entries. If it were 4, if these entries were 4, okay, it would have shown true and true for both objects, okay, for both volume and area, but it did not because it's repeated. So anything that's repeated twice, that means would not probably follow the order, right? So this is the reason why we have seen it, and I hope I have done the code properly, and this concludes my video. Thank you.